What's going on, everybody? Well, we had some news drop today regarding the Uncharted movie. Now, this is one of my favorite video game series of all time. This is one of the video game movies that really could be the first video game movie to set the standard and to actually be good, to be profitable, and to have high critical and fan acclaim. It's been in various stages of development ever since 2010, and now the new development is that the script that was being written by Joe Carnahan for Sean Levy to direct, one of the guys from Stranger Things, is now being wiped out completely after just being completed, and now they're going in a completely different direction for this movie. Now Tom Holland, our new Spider-Man from Spider-Man Homecoming that's coming out this summer, as well as Captain America Civil War, is now going to be the forefront of this franchise. They want to put his name and his soon-to-be recognizable face on the front of the posters, on the front of the box art, and they're going to focus this entire movie on young Nathan Drake as a prequel to the video game series. Now, just on the small chance that anybody working at Sony who is a part of this movie, a part of this production, or a part of this decision is watching this video, I have one thing to say to you. To quote the great Kevin Spacey in Horrible Bosses 2, let me go ahead and lean in so you can make sure you hear me right. You are all fucking morons! What the fuck is going on with this movie? Like I said, this has been in development since 2010. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with the Uncharted series, granted, this is a very basic, watered-down description of the video game series. This is basically Indiana Jones, the video game. Nathan Drake is a young treasure hunter. Every single one of these video games focuses on Nathan Drake, his partner Sully, and sometimes his love interest Elena, going off to some uncharted part of the world to seek for some famed treasure, and crazy shit happens along the way. There's either a rival treasure hunter who's there to kick ass and to take it from underneath Nathan Drake, or there's some kind of a supernatural presence or some kind of an ancient monster or being that's there that nobody thought was going to be there until they finally unearth it. This is not rocket science. Now, let me be clear. My issue is not with Tom Holland himself being casted in this movie. He's an actor. They gave him a role. He took it. That's not a problem. He's a working guy. He's taking a big franchise. My problem is that this movie should not be focused on the young Nathan Drake. The only time you see young Nathan Drake in the video games is a small 15 to 20 minute sequence in the third game and about a 20-minute sequence in the fourth game. Granted, great sequences and really important to the storyline, but they are not important enough to spend an entire movie on. You need to respect the fans and respect the source material of the story that these games set out. And these games are focusing on the adult Nathan Drake. He's in his young 30s, maybe late 20s throughout the entire of this franchise, with the exception of the fourth game whenever he's about 40. But he is not 20 years old. He is not an 18-year-old. He is not a 16-year-old. He's a fucking adult. And this movie is not going to succeed if they give the middle finger to all the fans of the Uncharted video games, which is exactly what they're doing. Their plan is that Tom Holland is going to be skyrocketed into the A-list after Spider-Man Homecoming. Everybody's going to want to go out in droves to see anything that Tom Holland is in. But here's the problem with that. Number one, Sony, you're idiots, because that day is gone. We do not live in the age anymore where movie stars sell movies. That is done. Nobody goes off to see Robert Downey Jr. in anything that he's playing in when he's not playing Iron Man. You don't believe me? Look at the box office results of The Judge. You have people who are not familiar with the video game who are not going to go out in droves just because Spider-Man is on the cover. And you have people who are fans of the video game who are not going to go out and see the movie because you're giving them the middle finger for loving the franchise, not telling them the story that they love, and not bringing them the character that they're used to seeing. Sony, it's a big wonder why you guys are in a huge financial rut right now, why you had all those email leaks, and why you had to go to another movie studio completely to hold your fucking hand through your biggest franchise. Uncharted, even though it will have to be a really big budget, blockbuster spectacle, tiresome movie to make, is the most simple video game that I can think of to translate to the screen. There's only three things that you really need to get on the right track to making a great Uncharted movie. First and foremost, which is the thing that they're fucking up here, is respecting the source material and respecting the fans by using the storyline that these video games have already set out. You don't have to copy it outright, but use it as a skeleton. Most of the screen time in these video games is shooting sequences and climbing sequences, so take that out and you have plenty of room to add character development, to add really nice character moments between Nathan and Elena or Nathan and Sully. You can even add some new characters if you want, or a new villain. There's plenty of room to give, but you have to follow the storyline skeleton that Uncharted Drake's Fortune set out. Otherwise, you're alienating the fans of the video game franchise. The second thing that they have to have is a really competent, action-experienced director and an action coordinator to make this movie, because one of the biggest things of this franchise of video games is huge, over-the-top, memorable, larger-than-life action sequences, and they have to deliver that in the movie. Otherwise, you're not delivering an Uncharted movie. And the third thing is to cast your movie well. Prominently, adult Nathan Drake. And Nathan Drake is a really easy character to cast well. He's a smart-ass, charismatic, funny guy who can pull off action scenes.
You, asswipe. Give me your lighter. That's pretty ballsy for a guy who spent the last 3 months behind bars.
Better than pissing away 3 months in the jungle without a clue.
Found the ships though, didn't I?
You couldn't find your own ass with both hands.
And a map.
Tell you what, lead me to the gold, and I just might let you live.
Is that it? Is that my deal? Die now, or help you, and die later. Oh, it's a tough call, but you know what? I'll take die now.
How many A-list actors are working in Hollywood today who could play that role in their fucking sleep? Robert Downey Jr., Nathan Fillion, Chris Pratt, Bradley Cooper, Mark Wahlberg, need I say more? The biggest thing that I cannot understand is how studios are not learning from their own mistakes when it comes to video game movies. What do pretty much every video game movie that has come out have in common with each other? They don't follow the story or the characters of the video game well. Every single one. The Resident Evil franchise doesn't give a shit about the storyline or the characters of their franchise. Assassin's Creed had nothing to do with the video game. Prince of Persia barely followed the storyline of the game. Hitman, Max Payne, and now Gears of War, which is a game that they just announced some story direction for about a month ago, is also going to follow something that's completely outside of the story and the characters of the video games. Who do you people think are going to see these movies? The fans of the fucking games! Okay, Sony, fine. So the video game fans aren't the ones that you're going after. They're not going to be your core demographic in the marketing. They're not going to be the ones filling up the theater seats to give you your $5, $6, or even $700 million success whenever this movie finally does come out. Fine. They don't matter. So let's go ahead and let's plan out how this is going to work out. So you got your poster with Tom Holland on the front of it. You got your nice blockbuster trailer with Uncharted, and you got Tom Holland in the cast credits. And everybody who is not familiar with the video game series is going to look at that and say, most likely, one of three things. One, that looks interesting. I think I'll go check it out. Two, that looks like a ripoff of Indiana Jones. I don't know if I'm quite interested in that. Or three, the one thing that you're really not thinking about, that looks a lot like the Alicia Vikander-led Tomb Raider reboot that we just got. I don't know if I want to go see another one of those. Yeah, you didn't think about that one, did you, Sony? So for those unfamiliar, and I'm not going to dwell on this fact too long, there's a new Tomb Raider reboot coming out. And it's going to be based off of the newly rebooted Tomb Raider video game series, which in itself is a ripoff of the Uncharted series. So anything that they're going to do in this movie is most likely pretty fucking close to whatever they're going to do in any Uncharted movie. So, how are we going to battle that? Okay, well, I mean, the video game fans don't matter. I mean, Uncharted is one of the most financially successful and biggest fan bases in the entire video game industry, but, you know, fuck all them. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this about younger Nathan Drake, and we're going to find a new, young, hot star to put in the forefront of this franchise, and obviously everybody will see him, and they will run out in droves to go see this movie. Even though we're alienating the core fan base of this property, we're still going to be successful because we put a recognizable name on the poster. Yeah, that worked out. Anyway, guys, I know this was a long rant, but I'm very passionate about Uncharted. I've been really looking forward to this movie. I was really excited for what Joe Carnahan was going to be able to bring to this, because I think the guy's a brilliant writer and a really good director. And Sean Levy, coming off of Stranger Things, could have done something really cool with this. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about this movie. I've lost all faith in it. Sony doesn't know what the hell they have. They don't know what the fuck they're doing with it. They don't know what the fuck they're going to do to the fans of this franchise if they totally alienate them, wash away the story of this video game to do something just for the sake of putting a face on a poster to get them box office dollars, which is in turn not really going to work out in their favor. You mark my words. So what do you guys think about this new direction for the Uncharted movie? Please put all of your thoughts on the Uncharted video games, and especially this brand new news regarding the movie adaptation in the comment section below, and we'll talk about it. Please like and share this video, and you can also check below for all of my social media links if you want to follow me there on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and my new Patreon page where I'm going to have a lot of exclusive content for patrons only, like choose your own movie reviews for me to do, as well as movie commentaries and lots of other fun things. So definitely check that out. Like and share this video and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out some more of my videos, you can check out a few more by clicking right over here.